Okay, next up is from Matthew. Luke, what's your opinion on kids using ChatGPT in school for classes like English? I know I've used it to only help with research and outlining, but other kids use it to write full essays.
It's a weird one. I thought this would be for maybe both of us instead of just me, because you actually have children. I mostly subscribe to the calculator argument. And what I mean by the calculator argument is when like we were in school,
Yeah.
I'm sure you had the same conversations.
Calculators away.
A lot of the teachers would make you put your calculators away and the argument would be like, oh, you won't have one on you all the time. How did that work out? So now with ChatGPT, it's like, well, okay, these types of tools are very obviously going to stay around.
However, is there something to be said for having life skills
The ability.
like being able, like I can drive my car without navigation, but I have heard from young people and people who know young people that they actually key in even places they go regularly every time they go
Oh, I do sometimes just for traffic
and
data.
do not know how to get there without it.
Oh.
So when your internet is out, is it useful to just have some basic skills?
Yeah, well, like I think one of the big directions that things are going in,
Yeah.
and I'm just like choosing to see this more optimistically, but I think one of the big directions that people are going in is like a partnership thing, right? Like Microsoft's calling it Copilot.
Yeah.
Like the idea is that you're working on things together.
You are a cyborg.
And like a lot of the demos by Microsoft, and I actually respected this a lot, is they were just constantly showing people getting outputs from whatever Copilot thing it was in, Excel, Word, whatever, and then it was immediately showing people editing them. One of the biggest points in the video, they get it to write out a thing in Word, and then it shows the person select a big chunk of it and just click delete and get rid of it. And it like makes a point of being like, look, they just changed it. Because they're pushing like you need to edit these things, you need to work with it
Right.
and stuff like that. So potentially using, I mean, even just having like a section of your class, part of your course being like, okay, we're going to intentionally use these new tools, but you have to have some amount of ownership over its output.
Yeah.
You need to edit it. You need to improve it. You need to guide it, those different types of things. You have to be a part of this process because if you're not, then you're bringing no value.
Which is dangerous.
Yeah. So learn how to. Yes, you still need to learn the base skill
But
because you
then
need
if
to contribute.
kids are using it, are they learning the base skill?
Yeah, it's a complicated question. That's why I said part of the class though. Like you could having the challenge being original creation
Yeah.
versus edited or guided creation
Sure.
is interesting to me. Having both of them, like learning how in a calculator filled world, knowing how to do mental math is still beneficial.
Oh, for sure.
And knowing how to see a result that comes out of a calculator and go, ooh, that's wrong,
Yeah, where did I screw up the
is
formula?
good.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, maybe if it's within a very small margin, you might not notice, but knowing some mental math, knowing how to estimate answers is going to lead you to realize, oh, I forgot a bracket or something weird happened in my input. I didn't press plus one of those times. I was trying to plus 20
Yeah.
things together. So one number was one really long number and it gave me totally the wrong result. Like being able to figure that out is really beneficial. So somehow finding a way to teach that would be good. I don't know. It's really complicated.
I need to try to use these tools more. Like something that could have been pretty interesting would be to, you know, I could even do it because we often save versioned scripts. So if I took the version that Jake brought me, which had all my notes and then all his sort of expansion on the notes that I had left, and I just plunked that into ChatGPT, like, hey, can you clean this up and turn it into a 15-minute video script?
Definitely get 4 if you're going to do that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I would like to see how close it gets, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe, you know what would be kind of cool? This would be a fun Float Plane exclusive. Doing a like a pre-script review, like a notes, okay? I go into a script review or I script a video based on notes or something like that, and then I feed it into GPT-4.
And you host both of them?
And I host both of them and see if people could guess which one was which.
I think they'll be able to get it just because I think the way that you write for yourself is going to be unique. but it would still be very interesting.
But I could also tell it I want it in the style of Linus Tech Tips. And it's going to have an enormous body of data. I mean, would it even, I don't even know if it could sift
it
through
has a little bit of a signature, in my opinion.
Okay.
But, and like that's part of, those tools that try to detect AI written things. They're trying to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I still think it's super interesting, but